What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and this is going to be a question I'm going to be addressing because many people have been asking it now. When you remember the whole situation about how Steve Young is pretty much, it's like he's like a poor man's Mike Vick. You know, he's left-handed, he can move a little bit, he has decent juke, and a lot of things that, you know, you look for to try to avoid getting sacked, he's going to have that as a quarterback. But we all know he's not Michael Vick. So the number one question, you know, should you invest in this guy and then probably be able to get rid of him and still be able to get what's going to be needed for Michael Vick? Let's go ahead. What I'm going to do first is this, right? I just finished up the solo for his power up. I'm going to show you guys exactly what's going on, right? Now, look at some of his numbers. They're very, very impressive. I'm not knocking anyone that wants to invest in Steve Young right now. But for those of you guys that are asking about, you know, yo, Gmia, what's up with the fact that you haven't bought your Legend pack yet? You know what I'm saying? When you reach level 50, you get that $20 Legend pack. Why haven't you done that yet? There's a lot of method to my madness, and ultimately, I want to make the most out of everything that I get from EA Sports, all right? And we know that it's hard because more than likely, when I pull that Legend, it's going to be the lowest Legend that's available in the store. But I have to be willing to deal with that. And at this point right now, with the amount of Legends that are out, I'm not comfortable with doing it right now, so I'm going to wait on that to see what else they're releasing. I wasn't really impressed with the Legends that were released this current week. You know, Steve Young, Willie Brown, Willie Lanier. I don't really, you know, those guys they're not a draw for me. But you got to remember, it's only 2 weeks into the actual launch of the game. So I'm just waiting for something that really appeals to me before I actually spend the money. Because like I said, I usually do no money spent for like most of the year. But when cards come out that I want, I'm dropping them dimes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So let's take a look at Steve Young's numbers. When you go ahead and see 82 speed, listen, hey, that's pretty good right now. All right? 89 throw power. That's good right now. Stiff arm 49, that's always going to be bad, all right? But like his 90 throw mid, 90 short, 87 throw deep, 89 throw on the run. These are great numbers for Madden 20. Absolutely great numbers. That's going to definitely change your, it's going to change your scheme, change the way that you play the game because you have that at your disposal. Now, when you think about Mike Vick, let me give you guys an idea about what Mike Vick's going to be in 20. If you've ever seen like, you ever watch like a movie where there's like a massive explosion? Like that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever movie you could think about, Independence Day, whatever it is, bro, like a massive explosion, that's what's gonna happen when Michael Vick is released because they're gonna have to give him suitable speed upwards towards the 90 area, regardless if the game just came out. He has to be at least the 87, 88 speed. It wouldn't make any sense to not give him that. Even, like I said, even though it's early, because you can see like with guys like Lawrence Taylor at an 85 speed, it's no way they make Vick less than 85 speed. That's my, you know, my whole, you know, thought process on it. I look at cards that they previous release and I just, you know, look at it like, all right, they can't do that. The same way that most of you guys are like, yo, I guess right for the speed for OBJ. They gave OBJ that speed because they don't want to make him faster than Tyreek Hill because everybody knows visibly looking on the screen that Tyreek Hill is faster than Michael Vick. So they're trying to keep it a certain way. And if they want to give us that feeling, if they do give us Michael Vick, he definitely has to be at least the 87, 88 speed. Just, you know, off the rip, right? All right, so with that being said, he's going to have that. They got it. The thing that I don't really like about the throw power situation is they don't usually give Mike Vick his due with his first card. If you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because Mike Vick could slang that thing. We know that he's going to have a stronger arm than Steve Young. So what are we looking at? 92 throw power maybe? Something like that for the first one. You guys give me your best guesses. But it's not even about those things. It's about the juke move, his spin move. Those are the things that's going to make Michael Vick out of control. Because if you play Madden 20, you guys all know you can't really spin unless you have certain thresholds. All right, Steve Young probably could barely, you know what I'm saying, do a half dubstep with that 73. But Vick is going to be in the 80s, which kind of tears it up. You know, the juke move being in the 80s, it tears it. Like, it's different level tiers. I've been trying to go over that regularly with you guys to kind of give you insight into what makes Madden 20 so much different than 19. The way that the tiers go, you can visibly see the difference in each and every player, which is why it's unique. And I don't really care that Zeke Elliott and Regs can stiff arm, you know what I'm saying, my moms, bro. Like, that dude is stiff arming everybody. He don't care because he is a superstar. So I know that people, oh, bro, they're spamming it. I've literally gone back because, like, after people were complaining about the stiff arm glitch, I looked at some of Zeke's runs where he actually stiff armed two guys and hurdled somebody. I know he fell down after the hurdle because he was a little bit tired, but you can, like, with specific players given that. Joe Mixon just made Josh Norman feel like he was in hell. He stiff-armed him through the ground. These things happen, and these athletes are able to do it, and that's one of the, one of my major concerns is that by the time that we go through the year where the game is going to end up, they're going to take away a lot of the things that they had in their vision to make the game a lot better. Because I understand that, guys shouldn't be able to go down and just stiff arm continuously, but they gave a fatigue factor. So with that, the tuning that they did when they gave the fatigue, he loses stamina after every stiff arm, which means it's more likely he'll fumble if you hit him the right way after that. But most people are scared to go for hit sticks in 20 because the way that it's awkward, and they don't do it. But I've seen many fumbles when people get hit the right way. But that's regardless of the situation. Like, that has nothing to do with the way Michael Vick's going to be doing stuff, because obviously with him, his stamina is going to be right. Michael Vick's stamina is going to be, like, it's going to be outrageous just to start, but he's going to have elusiveness, spin move, juke move. You see, those things are going to make it impossible to deal with him. So when we get to the point now where it's like, Gmia, should we invest in Steve Young? I'm waiting for you to let us know. Let the community know if it's a smart move. This is why it doesn't really matter if you invest in him or not. Because training points are so ridiculously overpriced, you're going to still be able to get a certain value for Steve Young. I want to make sure that everybody understands this. The thing that really ruined the Madden 19 marketplace, everybody understood that all the cards pretty much played the same. The difference as we fast forward to 20 is that we know that everybody doesn't play the same. So certain players are going to play different. So you're going to more than likely keep those players. Not only that, because the market is not so polluted with all the cards playing the same, the value of the training points has been able to stay a certain level. So as long as that stays like that, you're still going to be able to get a suitable amount of coins for your 90 overall Steve Young that you would add into this right here, the Boss Legend, to get him to a 91. So you're not going to lose much. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on how much you get him for, I saw people, the lowest I saw him get bought for, like visibly, when I was actually looking at him on the auction, was like 552. So you can imagine that because of that number, like he's a 90 overall, you're going to have to go based on the way the price ranges change for those other 90 overalls. You know what I'm saying? So even if Vick is not released at the time that you sell Steve Young, you're going to have to sell him at the right time, because if you don't, it's going to reflect other 90 overall cards. And that's what I want to break down for you right now. All right? Because I want to make sure that it's very, very easy for everybody, my veterans, my newbies, everybody that's coming in, to kind of understand what I'm saying. When you go in and you do, what is all that? I don't even know why would it give me all those coins? I don't even know what that was about. Oh, from doing the solo. All right, I got it. So we got the 5 stars with Steve Young. Okay, so let's back out of that, and then we're going to go into the auction house now, and I'm going to try to make you guys understand why I believe that you guys will still be safe as long as you watch the auction house, because the auction house will change in the matter of hours. You can see a card that's up for ridiculous amounts, and then right after you go back, and then the card is just like, it's stupid. Like earlier in the video I just made, Steve Young was going for 7K. He's up to 10 now. All right, now we go to the quality, and I'm going to kind of give you guys insight into it. I told you that the lowest I saw him at was 552. Now he's 527, so he's already coming down. Now we're going to take his name out of it. All right, let's take Steve Young out of it and just go overall 90s. Okay, this 90 right here is going to set the market for the way that Steve Young price is going to drop, because it's the same amount of training points. You see, you understand? Like, that's the way that it works. So once everybody gets a whiff that this guy's going to be coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like, once we all know, okay, Michael Vick is coming out, it is what it is, it don't matter no more. Guys like Steve Young, because he won't be as new, he may end up like that. So you're going to have to guess right, because this guy, he was going for like 411 last week. He's at 307 now. So for those of you guys that rage sold him and got your 400, you guys were smart. You guys were right. Because like I told you, I'm holding on to him simply for the fact that I think he's probably one of the best quarterbacks right now, and he will continue to be that for a while. So I'm holding on to him. Though many of you guys rage sold him though, 411, 4 something, whatever. You guys made bank because you see his price drop. So for me, I'm taking an L right now, even though it only, like, I bought a bundle and I got some decent pulls from it, and then I completed his set. So if you look at my price, the way what it cost me was around 280 or something like that to make him. So I still didn't take a huge L, but I could have sold him when he was like 450 or whatever he was. and then just be like, all right, what am I going to do now? You see what I'm saying? Because he is honestly one of the best QBs in the game with everything that he has on his card. And obviously, if he comes out and lights it up, it's going to be crazy. So these are the things that I need you guys to understand. The numbers on the card, the only reason that Steve Young is that expensive right now is because he's a brand new card and everybody wants to try out brand new cards. That is absolutely the only reason, because he's still a 90, he's still giving you the same amount of training points, and that's the way it's going to work. And even if you look at LT, I spent, when I did the set, how much did I, okay, I spent like 500 to do him. He's at 405 right now. You see the way that everything is going? So the market is going to balance itself out. A lot of you guys are going to be able to get a lot of training points by lurking cards, you know, like a John Elway. You know what I'm saying? Because to get the 90 is going to be so much better than having to spend like, what were they at? The 87s I was getting, they were like 79, 80K. So that's 160 for like, you know, what is that, 1800 when you're getting so much from a 90. So maybe if this drops down a little bit more to like a 199, you know, we start sniping this for training. And that's the way it's going to actually work. So if you just pay attention to the market, you watch the videos, I'm going to be giving you guys updates into when you should be getting rid of stuff. As soon as certain things start to dip, you got to be very, very aware of what's happening. The only way you have an advantage where it's like either way, it doesn't matter, is if you actually pulled Boss Steve Young. If you bought a bundle. But my no money spent players, I always tell them as well, you know, you got to be able to watch the market and know the way the prices change so that you don't get affected, because you're no money spent, you have no other option. You're straight no money spent. It is what it is. So that, you know, you have to be very, very careful with the way that you buy stuff and when you sell it. For my dudes that buy bundles, you guys don't got a care in the world, bro. You guys are good. You know, regardless of what it is, you're going to take a couple, K losses, 100K here, whatever, because if you got Steve Young and you're using him now and you don't sell him at 500, you know in a week or so he's going to be down to 4, then he's going to get down to 3. And then if Michael Vick is released and you want to sell his card around that time, everybody is going to be dumping their teams. Well, not everyone completely, but most people are going to be dumping their players to get what's needed for Michael Vick. So that's going to also cause you an issue trying to get Michael Vick, because now you're getting that much less for your quarterback. So be very, very careful. I have heard good things about Steve Young, but still, all in all, I'm sticking with Patrick Mahomes for now and just relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to see exactly, you know, what else is coming up. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. Once we get the news from Mike Vick, I'm going to have to definitely, you know, consider going back to a lefty and seeing what it is, because it's been such a transformation from 19 to 20. I do think that Michael Vick is going to dominate this game, so they got to be careful when they possibly release him. If you have any other questions about managing your team, you can definitely click the join button and become a member. I will be doing live streams very, very soon on YouTube to go over some of that stuff specifically for members on the YouTube channel. So definitely, if you have questions and you want to get more in depth, be part of that live stream, be a member, have the emotes, have my globe next to your name, and I will give you a shout out and we'll speak about your team. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. You guys are all awesome. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.